Did you know that Harry Kane has played in 5 finals and managed to register only 1 shot on target? He's also the only player in the top 5 all-time English goal scorers not to win the Premier League or any domestic title at least once. That's disappointing for one of the greatest strikers in football history. However, the real question is, why has the 30-year-old failed time and time again to win silverware? Is he that unlucky? Or was he failed by the club he chose? So in this video, we'll delve deeper into Harry Kane's career and find out why one of the best strikers in the world has won no single major trophy in his career.
Flicked it on for Kane! Oh, what a finish! Brilliant.
Can Harry Kane finish here? Oh, you bet he can! As Kane lets fly!
Born on July 28, 1993 in Walthamstow, London, Harry Edward Kane was engrossed in the game of football right from a young age. His love for the sport was evident as he spent countless hours playing with his friends on the dusty pitches of London. But his football dreams were far greater than playing 5v5 games. Harry wanted to make it into the big leagues and play in the Premier League one day. So he joined a local club, Ridgeway Rovers, when he was 6. Despite growing up a Spurs fan all his life, Harry moved on to join Arsenal's youth academy 2 years later in one of the most traumatic times of his life. His stay lasted for just a season, as Kane was released because he was chubby, slow and unathletic to play for the young Gunners. That rejection was a blessing in disguise, as an impressive 6-week trial with Watford landed him in the club of his dreams, Tottenham, at age 10, where he would become one of the greatest goal scorers in football history. Countless hours of team and personal training had Harry finally find his place in the youth team, finding the back of the net 18 times in 22 appearances for the under-18 squad. Despite making bench appearances for the senior team, Kane couldn't find his way into the senior team and had to find first-team experience and minutes in England's lower football leagues. The first stop for young Harry Kane was Leyton Orient in the 3rd division of English football, where he racked up 5 goals in 8 appearances for the club. After returning to Tottenham at the end of his loan spell, he debuted in the UEFA Europa League qualification game against the Irish team Hearts, before securing his second loan move out to Millwall in 2011. Now, Kane was brought in on a 6-month deal to help the team out of the relegation battle and sustain their place in the Sky Bet Championship. The loan move was literally a match made in heaven, as the 18-year-old striker had an instant impact at the club, scoring 9 goals in 27 matches, 7 of them coming in the final 14 games to help Millwall steer 17 points clear of the drop zone with a 16th place finish. As Millwall's former assistant manager Joe Gallen once said, "It's safe to say that we probably would have stayed up had Harry not come. His goals and the way he played changed it all for us." When his incredible 6-month spell stopped, Kane was named Millwall's Young Player of the Year and returned to North London buzzing with confidence. However, 2 weeks after making his Premier League debut against Newcastle United, he found himself out of favour in the first team and secured his 3rd loan move to Premier League side Norwich City. In just his 2nd game for the Canaries, his confidence was punctured by a nasty broken metatarsal injury that ruled him out for 2 months and left a deep mental scar on him. Fortunately, he found solace in the Brady 6 documentary about Tom Brady's rise from a 6th-round draft pick to an all-time great quarterback. Kane didn't lose himself mentally to the injury, recuperated well in rehab, and returned from Norwich to help Leicester City's charge back into the English Premier League. Throughout the loan spell, Harry scored just twice in 13 mediocre appearances, as Leicester's elimination at the playoff semi-final capped off Kane's stay at the club and joined the Spurs squad in pre-season ahead of the next season. Following these rocky loan spells, Kane didn't win the trust of many people at Tottenham. Tottenham's former sporting director, Franco Baldini, claimed he wasn't good enough to play in the Premier League and demanded that he be sold. Harry was so close to joining Leicester on a €600,000 offer until Tottenham's head coach, Tim Sherwood, stepped in to cancel the transfer at the last minute. "I just saw a boy with a lot of quality, but most of all, a mental capacity that was second to none," Tim Sherwood said. Sherwood then handed Kane his first Premier League cap against Sunderland and marked it with a second-half goal in the 5-1 thumping of the Black Cats and 2 more goals in the next 2 games for Spurs. The 2014-15 season was when Harry Kane took his game to a whole new level. Under the new Argentinian manager, Mauricio Pochettino, Harry Kane finally fought, won and secured his place in the Tottenham starting 11. Kane's first Premier League goal of the season came as a 90th minute winner to steal all 3 points away at Villa Park, a goal that Pochettino Mourinho claimed saved his job with Tottenham. Kane scored 20 more goals and added 4 assists to finish the season with just 5 goals shy of Sergio Aguero on EPL's goal scorer chart. 5 days after signing a new 5.5-year contract with the club, he scored twice against Arsenal in a game that felt personal. Kane wasn't just your average goal scorer. He never shied away from the big competition, finding the back of the net against big clubs like Chelsea and Liverpool, among many others. His first shot at silverware came after leading Spurs to the League Cup final, only to suffer a 2-0 defeat against London rivals Chelsea. Kane described this loss as the worst feeling in the world, not knowing it would be the constant theme throughout his career. About 3 weeks after the League Cup final loss, Kane bounced back with his first Premier League hat-trick to secure the narrow 4-3 win over Leicester City. At the end of the 14-15 Premier League season, Kane made it into the PFA's Team of the Year as a strike partnership with Chelsea's Diego Costa, and he was also voted PFA's Young Player of the Year. Kane's 21-goal record tied his idol and Spurs legend Teddy Sheringham's 1993 goal record, a feat that had the 22-year-old English forward absolutely raving. "I achieved so many things I wanted throughout my career just in one season," Kane said. The true test was if he could repeat the same remarkable performance consistently. At the start of the 2015-2016 season, the fast-rising superstar changed his jersey number to the iconic number 10 and was named third-choice captain behind Hugo Lloris and Jan Vertonghen. But unfortunately, Kane's season didn't start as he hoped. He suffered a 748-minute goal drought and scored just a single goal in 13 straight games for Tottenham, coming in the 4-1 thumping of Manuel Pellegrini's Manchester City. This poor run of form had the media labelling Kane a one-season wonder, but Harry proved all of his doubters wrong. He went on a scoring spree in the final 25 games of the season, scoring 25 Premier League goals to miraculously steal his first Premier League Golden Boot with just 1 goal ahead of Sergio Aguero and Jamie Vardy. His goal-scoring run took Tottenham to a third-place finish and secured UEFA Champions League qualification for the first time in over 5 years. Harry Kane was also named in the PFA Team of the Year for the second consecutive season. Unfortunately for Premier League defences, Kane's goal-scoring form followed him into the next season. 29 goals, with 7 of them coming in the final 2 games, saw the English forward snatch his second consecutive Premier League Golden Boot award right out of Romelu Lukaku's hands. Kane's goal-scoring brilliance also took Tottenham to their best season finish in second place, reclaimed his spot in the PFA Team of the Year for the 3rd year running, and was voted PFA Fans Player of the Year. He one-upped himself the following season, scoring an outrageous 30 goals in 37 Premier League appearances. However, he lost his chance to claim his 3rd Golden Boot award to Liverpool's Mohamed Salah's 32-goal season. His 7 Champions League goals took Spurs out of the group stages as group leaders, but fell to Paulo Dybala's late goal in the 2-1 defeat to Juventus in the round of 16 knockout stage. Harry Kane's record of scoring at least 20+ every season lasted for the next 5 seasons, finally claiming his 3rd Premier League Golden Boot award in the 2020-21 season, to go along with the Playmaker of the Season award with 14 assists. Despite Kane's individual success and outstanding goal-scoring record, Harry still had no national and club team trophy to show for it, and whenever he came close to rewriting the history books, he always fell short. Individual awards are great, they're fantastic achievements, but the goal right now as a player is to win team trophies, Kane said. With Tottenham, Kane's over a decade-long stay in North London was clouded by his dusty trophy cabinet, as he always came up short whenever he was a millimetre close to a trophy. Talk about his first League Cup final 2-0 loss to Chelsea in 2015, or when Tottenham finished 3rd in the 2015-16 title race to lose to newly promoted Leicester City. Fast forward to the 2016-17 season, Tottenham was once again in the title race but still came up short, finishing 2nd behind rivals Chelsea, who were coached by the Italian manager Antonio Conte, another manager Spurs will later recruit in another failed bid to secure silverware. Tottenham's best run in a European competition came during the 2019 Champions League campaign, making it past Borussia Dortmund and Manchester City, and miraculously coming back from 3 goals down to defeat Ajax and make it to the Champions League final for the first time. But when his team needed him the most, Harry Kane crumbled under pressure and literally vanished. recording a single shot on target and 26 touches in over 90 minutes on the pitch. 2 goals from Salah and Origi put the game to bed as Tottenham lost all game long in one of the worst Champions League finals I've ever watched. Even under the management of the special one, Jose Mourinho, the manager with a track record of being a serial winner, a man who had won at least a trophy at every club he managed, Tottenham bottled their chance with their own hands. Days after their League Cup final against Manchester City in 2021, Daniel Levy shockingly sacked Mourinho and assigned an inexperienced Ryan Mason in charge of the Spurs team. Sacking your best manager and serial winner like Jose days before a final is the most Spursy thing I've ever heard happen. Even though Tottenham narrowly lost to a single goal in the final, there was no way they were defeating Pep Guardiola's Manchester City in a cup final. Even with the star-studded England team, Kane's goal-scoring boots have failed to win England a major national trophy. Talk about his goalless run in the 2016 Euros. Despite scoring 5 goals in the group stages of the 2018 World Cup, Kane would score just 1 more against Colombia in the round of 16 before going completely non-existent as England crashed out to Mario Mandzukic's 109th minute dagger in the semi-finals. Another goalless run at the 2019 Nations League led up to one of the darkest tournaments in England's history, the 2020 Euros. His 4 goals in each knockout game wielded England into the final, where he failed to record a single shot all game in the devastating loss to Italy at Wembley. England's all-time goalscorer got another chance at the 2022 World Cup, where his 5-goal contributions in 5 games were overshadowed by his unfortunate penalty miss against France in the 2-1 quarter-final defeat in Qatar. Right there and then, it was time for Kane to seek out a new footballing atmosphere to complement his footballing talent. After the 2020 European Championships in 2021, Kane sought to move away from Tottenham to increase his chances of winning a trophy. Kane's preferred destination was Manchester City, and he claimed he had a gentleman's agreement with Spurs chairman Daniel Levy that would allow him to leave the club. However, Daniel Levy dishonoured the agreement and rejected Manchester City's £170 million offer for Kane's transfer to the Etihad Stadium. Despite Kane's refusal to turn up for Spurs' pre-season tour and sitting out the first 2 games of the season, Kane respected his contract with Spurs and waited to see his contract finally run out in 2024. He stayed back and became Tottenham's all-time top goalscorer with 280 goals in 435 games, and the Premier League's second highest goalscorer with 213 goals in 320 games, just 47 goals behind Alan Shearer's 260-goal record. Another 30-goal masterpiece in the 2022-23 Premier League season was overshadowed by Erling Haaland's insane 36-goal season, as Harry Kane finally called it quits at Tottenham and decided to move on to something different and greater. At the end of the 2022-23 season, 2 European heavyweights, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, were interested in signing Harry Kane. But after a series of back-and-forth negotiations, Kane finally signed for Bayern Munich in a deal worth over €110 million, making Kane the most expensive signing in the Bundesliga history since Lucas Hernandez moved to Bayern in 2019. It was the case for the new club and the same form for Kane, as he's currently leading Europe's goal-scoring charts, recording 43 goals with 53 goal contributions in 42 appearances across all competitions. With Bayern Leverkusen already crowned Bundesliga champions and Bayern Munich crashing out of the DFB Pokal, it remains to see how soon Harry Kane's trophyless tale gets rewritten. But trust me, it won't take too long. If Bayern can edge past Real Madrid in the Champions League semi-finals this season, maybe Harry Kane can finally fill his dusty cabinet with his first career trophy. So, do you think Kane will finally lift his first trophy this season, or will it be another year of countless goals overshadowed by disappointment at the end? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. And while you're there, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to get exciting dives into the beautiful world of football.